So here's a question that might keep you up at night. Your next 10 patients you're going to get from online, they might not quite Google you anymore. Not once. What they're going to do is they're going to ask an AI. That could be ChatGPT, it could be Google's own AI search, it could be Perplexity. And that AI is going to decide whether or not you make that shortlist. So the question isn't necessarily, am I ranking on Google anymore in 2026? The question is, when a patient asks AI for the best doctor in your specialty, does your name come up or is it your competitors? So stick around. We're going to walk through exactly what is changing, the biggest mistakes I'm seeing doctors make right now, and the moves you need to make over the next 90 days. My name is Dr. Mike Woo-Ming. Welcome to Dr. Boss. Now, if we haven't met, I'm a physician entrepreneur. I run multiple medical practices, and I built and sold a few seven-figure healthcare companies. And these days, I've spent a significant amount of time helping other doctors build practices that actually give them freedom instead of just burnout. And today I want to talk about something that really nobody's really talking about in our world right now, and they're not taking it seriously. But they should be, because if you aren't paying attention to this over the next 12 months, you might spend the next 5 or 10 years trying to catch up. So for 20 years, we've been told the same thing about marketing a practice. You need to rank on Google, you need to get 5-star reviews, you may need to pay for directory listings, you may need to run ads. And that playbook, it still works. But for now, there is a tectonic shift that's happening underneath, and most physicians don't realize that the ground is moving. And now that shift is AI search. So let's get into it. So let's talk about the old patient search journey, how patients used to find doctors. They would type something into Google, best dermatologist near me, weight loss doctor, San Diego. You know the drill. They would get a map pack. They might get some blue links. They get scanned reviews. They would go to their website. Maybe they ask their cousin. Maybe they check to see if you took insurance. And if you play the SEO game right and you didn't have horrible Yelp reviews, you got a phone call about a potential patient. So that whole funnel, Google, reviews, website, referral, ad, insurance directory. So that was the game. And a lot of you spend a lot of money playing it. And some of you, like myself, spend an embarrassing amount of time learning how that game worked. And again, I'm not knocking it. SEO paid for a lot of my mistakes early in my career. But here's the thing. It's always evolving. And the patient journey really hasn't disappeared. It is just evolved. It's mutated. And more patients are not typing into Google. They're typing into ChatGPT. They are typing into Gemini. And they're not asking best dermatologist near me. They're having full conversational questions. And it's like they're texting a smart friend. So let's talk about the new AI search journey. So this is something which would happen in our practice. A new patient comes in. They were in their mid-40s. It's a classic story. I deal a lot with patients, middle-aged, older females. They gained weight. Their sleep is destroyed. They believe hormones could be playing a part of it. And they were just frustrated with their regular doctors. And it was going through an intake, and she told me how she found it. And she said casually, I asked ChatGPT who I should see, and their practice came up. And that was it. That was the journey. She didn't Google us. She didn't ask a friend. She didn't scroll Yelp. She had a full conversational quest into ChatGPT that probably said something like this. Who should I see for medical weight loss if I want somebody who understands hormones, peptides, and metabolic health, and they just don't throw Ozempic at me? And the AI surfaced our clinic. It was one answer. There was no scrolling. And they said, this is the doctor you used to see. So I want you to review that question again. That wasn't a keyword. That was a full conversation she had with ChatGPT. And that's how patients are actively deciding. They're not looking at 10 links coming back. They're getting a full paragraph with reasons why they should be seeing that doctor. Maybe they get a couple other, 2 or 3 other practices, but that's about it. And so for the last 15 years, the battle was ranking onto Google. Now this new battle is on different turf, and it's being understood and recommended by AI. 2 different battles, 2 different playbooks. So let me tell you why this should matter to you if you are a physician practice owner. Even if you're sitting there and say, nobody's actually going to use AI to pick doctors yet. We're seeing the statistics. The data on AI search engine climbs every quarter. And the demographics are not just techie guys. It's soccer moms, it's retirees, it's executive, it's the worried well. They all are using AI assistants now, and it's normalizing fast. And second, and this part should sting a little, AI compresses your entire online reputation into one answer. 20 years of website reviews, maybe 200, 300 reviews, your CV, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you have socials. Your AI distills it into about 2 to 3 sentences. And if those 3 sentences don't sound clear, if it doesn't sound compelling, if it doesn't sound credible, you're not going to get access to that patient. There is no scroll down to the next listing. There's just the answer. So in practical terms, if your website says personalized wellness solutions, congratulations, because you're going to be invisible. If your bio reads like a hospital corporate page, you're going to be invisible. If your reviews are mediocre or sparse, you're going to be invisible. If you don't have content, you don't have video, you don't have a podcast, no presence beyond a homepage, you might be invisible. And the generic doctor is going to have a really hard time competing on there. So what's the big mistake that I'm seeing a lot of doctors make these days? They're treating AI search like it's SEO 2.0, like it's a new hack. Oh, I just need to stuff some keywords in, slap AI optimized on the homepage and call it a day. It's not the same game. AI does not reward keyword density. Take it from me. What it does reward is clarity of category. It rewards specificity. It rewards a practice that can be described in a single sharp sentence or two. So compare these two. Here is one website. Basically, I almost took this verbatim. Personalized wellness solutions for the whole family. Healthcare focused on you, helping you live your best life. Again, I see this stuff every day. Positions you very weak. It doesn't really mean anything, and the AI cannot pattern match it to any actual patient question. Now have a strong position. Here's an example of a strong position what I see. Medical weight loss for business professionals over 40. Hormone optimization for fatigue, weight gain, and low libido in perimenopausal women. Concierge primary care for executives who want proactive prevention, not just 6 visits. Do you see the difference? The second description maps directly onto how patients actually ask questions. It tells the AI, this is what we do, this is who we do it for, and we hope you recommend us for that. The first example, comprehensive wellness solutions, doesn't tell the AI anything. So you know who's actually, and we have a reason why we use those words. Comprehensive wellness solutions, you know who says that? It's your marketing agency, the one who might be charging you $3,000 to $5,000 a month or more. They're running the same SEO playbook that they were running in 2015. They didn't lie to you. They just have something that's been working for the last decade, or at least until now. Now, while these marketing companies are stuffing your homepage with keywords that nobody really types in anymore, your patients are using ChatGPT to ask real questions with real sentences. And while your agency is still optimizing for Google's 2015 algorithm, you paying $3,000 to $5,000 a month, you're not getting anything out of it. Because nobody books a clinic with comprehensive wellness solutions. They're booking because their joints hurts, their pants don't fit, they can't sleep, their husband told them that they're snoring. You need to get specific. You need to get, and this, I know this kind of sounds contrary, you need to get human. So if your agency can't get you there, I would recommend you let them go, pay your last invoice, and move on. So now here's the thing on AI. Nobody really knows the full algorithm, and anybody telling you that they do is probably pulling your leg here. But based upon what we can observe, there are some things that we're seeing trends. So first is a clear niche. The AI needs to know what slot to put you in. They need to see a consistent online footprint. Your website, Google profile, directory, social, they should be telling you the same story. If your website says you're a hormone specialist, but your LinkedIn says you do concierge primary care, you're confusing the system. Second, reviews and reputation. Get a lot of reviews. You want volume. You want quality. Not fake, not bot, just real patients saying real things. The more specific you can be, the better. Doctor so-and-so figured out my hormones while 3 other doctors completely missed it. That is going to be, hey, they have a great office every single time. Focus on educational content. That can include blog posts, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, content that actually answers the questions patients are asking. Now, this is where most physicians completely fall down. You think you don't have the time. I get it. And we're going to come back to that. Credentials and authority, board certifications, training, publications, speaking, whatever signals expertise. Another thing, local relevance, especially if you're doing procedures or you're in primary care, geography still matters. Of course, you want to have accurate practice information. So your hours, your open services, location, phone number, it's got to be right and consistent everywhere. I know it sounds boring, but it really does matter. Now, none of these are revolutionary. I've probably talked most of this stuff for years. What is different now is the stakes. Before, Weak signals would get you onto page 2 of Google. Now, weak signals means AI doesn't even mention you at all. So, here's my take home. Here are 6 things that you could be doing right now, 6 moves that you could start making. And in fact, you can do the first 3 probably this week. Move number 1 is clarify your category. So sit down by yourself, your spouse, maybe even your staff, and just answer this one sentence. I help specific patient with a specific problem using a specific approach. If you can't say that in one sentence, then you don't have a category yet. Fix this first. Nothing else works without you doing that one step. Number 2, fix your homepage. The first thing on your site should not be your name and your credentials. It should be about the patient problem and your solution. So, medical weight loss for women over 40 who have tried everything. Then you can mention your credentials on here. Patients don't care about your CV. What they care about is you finding a solution to their problem. Move number 3, create content around real patient questions, not 5 tips for healthy living. I'm talking about the questions that you answer again and again each week. Do I need testosterone or am I stressed? Can I be on Ozempic forever? Is bioidentical hormone replacement, is it really safe? Make a YouTube video answering that particular question. Make a podcast episode. Write a blog post. AI feasts on real, specific, expert-driven content. That is the moat. It's where you have marketing where it doesn't feel like marketing because you are actually creating content to help people. Move number 4, ethically strengthen your reviews. Don't want you to bribe them or buy them out. Just have a system. Every patient who's happy, ask them for a testimonial. Make it easy. We have a stand with a brochure that has a Q code on the way out. Give them a follow or text reminder. It's not rocket science here, guys. Just most practices aren't doing it consistently. Move number 5, make your expertise visible in more than one place. That is guesting on a podcast, doing local press, a few well-placed directory listings, speaking at your local chamber of commerce. This AI, what they're doing is they're looking at the whole footprint. And the more places that they see that corroborates, hey, this doctor is the real deal, he or she really knows her stuff, that is worth more of its weight in gold. And it's really going to help the AI generate that answer where you are the answer. Move number 6, audit yourself. Now, this is the one you can actually do it as soon as you finish this video here. Open your favorite AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and ask 3 questions. What does your practice name specialize in? Who is your name? Compare your practice to other specialty clinics in your city. Then I want you to read the answer. It might even make you cringe a little bit. Write down everything that is wrong, that is missing, or just sounds off. So that list that you have there, that is now your roadmap. I'm telling you, most doctors aren't even doing this. Do it today. I'd love to hear back to see what you get back. Now, here's what not to do. Don't publish generic AI slop. If you can't tell whether a blog post was written by you or by the GPT, then that's a good sign. Neither can AI. But because AI is starting to penalize content that looks machine generated. Now, of course, you can use AI to help you write. I do that oftentimes. I do that all the time, oftentimes on here. But I don't outsource my voice. I am the one who eventually edits and publishes it. Don't keyword stuff. The days of saying weight loss doctor Los Angeles 40 times alone on your homepage doesn't work anymore. It actually kind of makes you look desperate because you confuse the LLM. Don't fake authority. Don't list memberships you don't have. Don't ignore compliance. Follow HIPAA, follow FTC. Those rules still apply to AI era marketing. Don't rely on ads. I know a lot of doctors rely on ads, but ads are like a faucet. You pay it and water comes out. But when you have ads with content and reputation, that's when you dig in once and then water comes out for years. You can do both, but I see too many physicians and too many doctors are dependent on ads. And the last one, guys, don't wait until your competitors figure this out first. I cannot stress this enough. The doctors who position themselves now are going to be reaping the benefits over the next 5 or 10 years on here. You don't want to have to play catch up. That's why you listen to a podcast like myself. All right, let's wrap this up. The old question was, can patients find you on Google? That's outdated. The new question is, when patients ask AI who they should trust, are you part of the answer? If you're not sure, you wouldn't have made it this far in this video, I want you to go do that quick audit tonight. Open ChatGPT, ask about what it says about you, and see what it says. All right, guys. Here at Dr. Boss, we have a school group. It's a free school group. Right now, we have over 200 doctors who are helping doctors empower themselves in their practice. They're using AI. In fact, we've got a new cohort coming up where I'm helping doctors build AI agents in their own practice. If this sounds like you, go to Doctors Online Success. Join up. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, guys, you're not just a doctor, you're also a Dr. Boss. We'll see you next time.